Joyous time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and today we are talking about seasonal crafts in the Witch's Book of Self-Care by Erin Murphy Hiscock. Hello to people and get this music going. Nice and low. Let me know if it's too loud because I turned down my computer volume, so it might be a bit much. Hi, Amelia. Lovely to see you this morning, darling. All right. I'm going to start with a grounding ritual to start your day. This starts near your domain, so if you've not created a domain, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked below in the description. Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in, and as you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. As you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze, and the ground has a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. That light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach as far down as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back to the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we just did our morning grounding ritual. If you're interested in more meditations like this one, but maybe a bit more exploratory, you might want to look at subscribing to my Patreon, ? I'm having trouble logging into that Patreon, so maybe hold off on that. But I will be releasing 2 a month to help you on your supernatural journey. Until then, you can join me for coffee in the mornings here on YouTube. Good morning, Christina Poe. Cliftina, for you are my loved one. Hello, it's Alexis. Hi, Al. I assume you're going to be hanging out on Mal's stream, so don't feel like you gotta hang out here. One of these days, I'm going to catch Mal at the beginning of one of her streams. Maybe, possibly. All right, let's pull the card for today. Oh, not on until noon. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought she started at 10 each morning. Maybe because it's Friday. Is that why she's not starting till noon? All right. Let's see what's up. The 4 of Swords. Yeah, I like to hang out with my buddy Sako. I like hanging out with you too, Al. All right. 4 of Swords. Pentacles, Swords. Savasana. The yoga pose of deep restoration is the ultimate act of conscious surrender. Doing absolutely nothing is harder than it sounds, but that's exactly what the 4 of Swords is asking you to do. Facing challenges becomes easier when we give ourselves a moment to breathe. Use this time to recharge that engine so that you have enough energy for the next challenge ahead. The period of pause is the perfect time to reflect and course correct if needed. Silence is more than welcome, as it gives you space to be present with your intuition and the messages it has for you. If you're off your trajectory, use this space to align yourself back to your values and your core purpose. Regenerate your power so that you can show up fully in your relationships, activities, and life. Take a break. Friday is my mandatory day off, so that works for me. I just wrapped up my short story, and I think I have a file that I meant to send yesterday and I didn't. So hopefully I will remember to send it to him today. I think it's done. I just need his okay, yay, it's done signal. He's been waiting a long time for it, so. All right. Who am I? What's going on here? All right. Seasonal crafts. One way to honor the seasonal shift is by taking time to do a craft. Light a candle, burn some incense, put on appropriate music that helps you get into the headspace, and reach out for the energy of the season that approaches or has arrived to help you synchronize your own energy with it. Seasonal bauble craft, which is like a witch's ball. Making enormous seasonal decorations or going all out and decorating your entire home for a season isn't everyone's cup of tea. Here's a smaller seasonal craft that you can do annually to mark the arrival of a new season, and it won't take up a lot of room. As the years pass, you will end up with a collection of little baubles that you can hang in windows or pile in a bowl. This craft is especially designed for Yuletide, but you can adapt it for other seasons as well. Note, if you intend to use fresh material in your baubles, you will either need to wait until the material has dried before putting the ball in storage, or remove the organic material and dispose of it. The bauble won't be airtight even when you close it, so air will circulate. Try leaving it open for a few days to get some of the humidity out before you snap together to close it. What you will need is a hollow plastic craft ball, the kind that opens into 2 halves, your choice of size. Or you can get a ornament, the glass ornaments where you can pop open the top and you can put in whatever stuff you want. Those are great too. This asks for holly, ivy, and mistletoe, tiny pine cones, which we don't have tiny pine cones. They come in large or large. Glitter is optional. Short lengths of white ribbon, green ribbon for the inside, and a narrow ribbon for hanging. What to do? Open the craft ball and lay it on the work surface. Arrange the holly, ivy, mistletoe, and tiny pine cones, snips of ribbon, and the glitter, if you're using it, in 1/2. Then close the ball and gently move it until the hanging loop is on top. The contents will shift slightly. Evil glitter. Herpes of the craft world. I agree. Run narrow ribbon through the hanging loop and hang your bauble in your desired spot, or place it in a dish or in a bowl to display it. I hopped onto Sage's stream. Oh, talk about Toddler Mania 2021. All the action, all the dramatizations, and the toddlers off the top rope. That is how my day is going so far. The child is a wildly. It is one of those days. All right, winter ice lanterns. These create magical lanterns of ice to shimmer outside. If you want to use them inside, make them smaller and place them in a bowl large enough to hold the melted water. A silver tone bowl in stainless steel is a good choice. If the outside temperature doesn't go low enough to freeze water, make room in your freezer and choose your container sizes accordingly. Make sure the containers you use are not only waterproof, but will withstand freezing. Remember, water expands when it freezes. Mine's going stir crazy, but the cops are finding people. Yeah. And it's not a small fine, from what I understand. I think we're at that point too. All right. What you'll need. I'm so confused. Pebbles, marbles, or other weights. A small waterproof container. A larger waterproof container containing the size of your desired ice lantern. Ah, I see. And tea light candles. Place some of the weights inside the small container. Any fine is big for my poor ass. Yeah, I know what you mean. Set the small container inside the larger container and begin pouring water into the larger container in the space between the walls of the small and large containers. Watch to see if the smaller container moves. If you want it to float a bit so that there will be a sturdy layer of ice at the bottom but be held down enough to make a well for the candle to rest in, add or remove weights to adjust the position of the inner container. Add water to the larger container to bring the water level up to where you want the height of the ice lantern to be. Set the container outside or in your freezer to freeze overnight. When you are ready to set up the ice lantern, bring it inside and set it in the sink to warm up a bit. Remove the weights from the inside of the smaller container. Then pour warm water into the smaller container to help loosen it. Lift the inner container out and carefully invert the larger container to slide the ice lantern out. If you are planning to use the ice lantern outside, place it there and put a tea light in the middle. If you are using it inside, place it in a silver bowl, set it to where you want it, and put the candle inside. Enjoy the magical effect of the fire dancing inside the ice. How long the ice lantern will last will depend on the temperature of your room. Let's talk about fog display. There's nothing like walking through a park or a woodland during autumn. When the light has that golden quality, you can smell the falling leaves. This is a free-form craft that allows you to add and arrange things as you like. Collect fall leaves. Go for a variety of colors and shapes. Lay a tea towel down on the surface you will be ironing on. Lay a similarly sized sheet of wax paper on top. Lay the leaves on top of that, followed by another sheet of wax paper and the second tea towel. Preheat the iron to medium-low, no steam, and iron the stack gently to help preserve them. Allow the stack to cool, then gently peel the paper away from the leaves. Assemble your supplies. The supplies being a large glass vase, twigs and small branches of shrubs such as dogwood. Dogwood is the state tree, so abusing dogwoods is technically illegal in this state. You also can't chop down a dogwood. It is illegal. A burning bush, and so on. A burning bush is a blackberry bush. So say at the Appalachian Conjure book, start layering the decorations in the bottom of the vase. Place some of the leaves alongside the outside edge of the vase as you stack. As you go, start inserting the branches of shrubs in the stacked fall harvest. Place apples and pine cones around them to keep them upright and in place. Add the nuts where you like. Place the arrangement near your spiritual workplace or a cozy corner, or use it as a centerpiece for a table or room. Activities to foster your creativity. Do you feel that you're not a creative person? Do you have trouble letting go and just messing about? Do you need inspiration? Here are some activities to help you explore different techniques that you can use in spiritual context. Oh, I've been listening to my music and you guys haven't. I'm sorry. Make a focal ball to represent something on your vision board, such as a goal or a concept you really want to focus on for a while. Saving for a vacation in Paris? Collect a tiny Eiffel Tower, make a baguette out of Play-Doh, and a tiny wine bottle or a glass charm. And add red, white, and blue ribbons. Concentrating on expanding your creative relaxation? Fill a bauble full of miniature pencils, brushes, and a tiny book. Check the miniature area of your craft store for ideas, or make your own miniature objects out of clay. If you want to use it too big to fit your bauble, buy a glass jar instead and use that. When you see it, hang the bauble or glass jar where you will see it often. So when you see it, it will bring your goal to your conscious mind and reinforce your commitment to that goal. So make a witch's ball is basically what it's saying. For your, oh my gosh. Please, pages come apart. There we go. Weaving. Weaving is a magical craft. It literally weaves disparate things together to create a useful, solid piece of fabric. It's very meditative. For this craft, you can use whatever colors of yarn you want. For your first time, try to use worsted weight yarn for the warp, the vertical lines of yarn, and check the band or the tag of yarn for the weight. Worsted is a medium weight yarn, and the band may have a yarn ball shaped symbol with the number 4 on it. You can use thinner or thicker yarn for the weft, the back and forth horizontal yarn, if you like, but the worsted is great for that as well. When you get to the actual weaving stage, you can use one color or several different ones and change colors where you feel like it. This craft looks long and complicated on paper, but it just needs a lot of words to describe what to do. Read through the whole thing before starting so you know what to expect. You know what to expect, yes. Basically, you are creating a frame loom and you'll be weaving a tapestry on it. Made as written, this craft will create a woven piece about 4 inches by 6 inches. If you want something bigger, scale up your piece of cardboard accordingly and use more craft sticks to raise the warp all the way across your loom. So this has you making a loom out of cardboard and using craft sticks to raise the yarn. You want a pencil, a ruler, some scissors, some glue, some masking tape, some yarn, a comb, a tapestry needle, and 2 twigs or 2 more craft sticks. Set your piece of cardboard in front of you, short side at the bottom, so that you have a vertical rectangle. With the pencil and ruler, draw a line across the cardboard 1/2 inch from the top edge. Measure 1/2 inch along the line from the left edge, make a mark. Measure 1/2 inch from the right edge and make a mark there as well. These will be the outside edges of your woven piece. Between these two marks, make 10 evenly placed hash marks from the line up to the edge of the cardboard. They'll be approximately 3/8 of an inch apart. Don't stress about exact measurements. Repeat steps 2 and 3 and 4 along the bottom of the cardboard. With the scissors or craft knife, make slices all the way through in the edge of the cardboard along the hash marks, stopping at the horizontal pencil line. Do this at the top and the bottom of the cardboard. Lay a craft stick along the top of the cardboard along the pencil line so that the upper edge of the stick is at the bottom of the incision and glue it in place. Repeat along the bottom with the other craft stick. These sticks will raise the warp so that you have room to slip the needle underneath the yarn as you weave. It also reinforces the incisions so they don't tear. While the glue dries, measure out a piece of yarn about 7 feet long for your warp. Use a piece of masking tape to secure one end to the reverse side of the loom at the top of the board. Bring it up over the top and press it down until it catches in the first incision along the top edge. Run it down and press the yarn into the first incision along the bottom edge. I'm going to skip some of these. Household self-care, which I assume she talks a little bit about her House Witch book a little bit. Your home is your spiritual retreat. You start from it every morning and come back to it at night, and the energy of the space should reflect the protection, nurturing, and support you need from it. Maintaining the energy of your home in the best possible alignment benefits you and anyone who uses the space. That means cleansing or purifying it regularly, protecting it with energy barriers to defend it against unwanted energies, and working to keep it in physical shape as well. Create comfort. Surrounding yourself with things that bring you comfort helps you release tension. The idea of an environment that supports and nurtures you is one that magic encourages. Good morning, Spence. We're just getting into household self-care. Also, good morning. Glad you could make it. Creating a magical environment with energy that supports your goals is a very common practice for the witch. It's also an excellent approach for self-care. Programming the energy of your environment to nurture your spirit adds an extra layer on top of your decorating your space with things that bring you joy. First of all, examine your space. What about it do you like? What about it frustrates you? Is there anything in it that you associate with bad memories? Are there any elements that make you feel odd or downright bad? Make note of them and remove them if you can. Think about the vision for your rooms. What would you like to see more of that is already there? What would you like to include that isn't there? Is there anything you would like to deliberately place in it to bring in a specific energy? A busy room may make you happy. If so, examine why. Is it because it's distracting? Does it help you dodge thinking about things? That may be avoidance, which is not healthy in the long run. It can provide a kind of vacation and break from the daily grind, but avoidance isn't a sustainable coping mechanism. Think about what you can add that would bring you peace. Is it more of a specific color or texture? What could you take away to improve how you feel in the room? Cluttered space, cluttered energy. Something you need to think about is clutter. It can be daunting to sort through, but clutter left in a space that is supposed to be calming works against the purpose. Even if you don't notice it consciously, clutter is a stress that impacts you. You can even start accepting it as part of the space if it is there too long, which isn't what you want at all. Reduce the amount of stuff. That can be really hard if you're a pack rat or you love collecting. If that's the case, think about organizing in such a way that creates harmony instead of visual clutter. Feeling called out. But packing a lot into a small space is a recipe for tension. Reduce what you can. A riot of color can also be visually stressful. Daily maintenance. At the end of each day, walk through each room and do a quick tidy. Encourage other members of your family to do the same. Light, ongoing maintenance is much easier to do than putting a drastic time investment into overhauling a room. Remember, self-care is about making things easier and less stressful for yourself. Elemental balancing. The 4 classical elements are earth, air, fire, and water. Each has a specific kind of energy to it. Many people often have an affinity for one or more of elements and find the energy soothing. Very basically, the elemental energies are earth, which implies stability, firm, grounded, prosperity. Air, light, adaptability, there we go, clear thought. Fire, which is passionate, activity, change. And water, purifying, fluid, transformation, and healing. A good exercise is to spend time in a room and open yourself to its energy. How does it feel? Does it tend strongly toward one element? Working with elemental energy in a home can involve looking to correct an imbalance of energy, controlling the overpresence of an element by introducing other elemental energy, or to encourage the presence of an element in order to enhance the desired feeling in a room. My living room is very earthy. Super earth. Or to encourage the presence of an element to enhance the desired feeling in a room. For example, a bedroom should be soothing and calm in order to encourage proper rest. An excess of air or fire energy would not be conducive to that. If you have an excess of energy related to one element, try to balance it with the energy of another element with more conducive energy to cancel it out. For example, if you have too much air energy in your bedroom, don't add fire energy. Instead, reach for earth energy. You could use water as well, but think about the ultimate goal of your room and go with energy that feels the most appropriate. How do you go about introducing elemental energy? Color is an easy way to do it. Think about your emotional response to colors and choose 1 or 2 that reinforce the type of energy you're looking for. Associations for colors, red being associated with passion and activity, blue being associated with peace and protection, green being associated with health and abundance, and so forth. Pull in 1 or 2 that resonate with the energy you're looking for. Try the emotional response first, though. Your response to color is more valid for your purposes than general lists. Plants bring earth energy. They also have the added bonus of cleaning the air and provided positive energy in general. Stay on top of caring for them, however. Dead plants have the opposite effect. Crystals and stones carry their own native energy as well as being excellent vehicles for energy you program into them. They are associated with earth energy in general, but each stone has its own energy that you can draw on to help balance the energy of a room. If the room feels less positive or supportive than you wish it to be, try placing rose quartz in it to transform negative energy into positive energy. Use a chunk of amethyst to create a feeling of peace, and so forth. Cleansing and purifying. Maintenance of your home's energy should be a priority. Fortunately, it's easy to do. As mentioned, crystals and houseplants can be used to passively, constantly purify your space on a low level, but you'll need to do a larger, more active clearing of negative energy on a regular basis in order to keep your space in the best possible shape to support your self-care. Here are some ways to cleanse the energy of your home. Sweep with a broom, visualizing negative energy being broken up and swept away. This is what besoms are for. Burn a sage smudge. I prefer rosemary. A small bundle of dried sage tied together. Sage is excellent for banishing negative energy. So is rosemary. Rosemary is also good for protection. Use a purifying mist or cleansing powder like the following. So this is a purifying mist. Use water, sandalwood oil, frankincense oil, lavender oil, and rose oil. So basically Florida water. Except I use really cheap vodka because the alcohol will evaporate and leave the oil behind. Cleansing powder. You can use salt, dried sage, dried rosemary, dried rose petals. And basically it would act as a potpourri. This is a great method to adapt for whatever magical purpose you like. Using salt or cornstarch as the base, you can include whatever herbs resonate with the energy of your goal. Music. One of the ways you can affect the energy of your home and also impact your self-care is by playing music. Chapter 4 looked at how playing music can affect the emotional and creative aspects of self-care. Music can also be used to affect the energy of a space. Sound waves are energy that moves. Harnessing that energy to have an effect on the energy of a space is easy to do. If you look to break up negative or stagnant energy in a space, you can use drums, maracas, or clap your hands sharply. Move through the space that you're working in, remembering to reach into your corners and spaces where energy doesn't circulate well. If you want to settle slightly out of sync energy or calm energy that is a bit too antsy, look into using Tibetan singing bowl, a metal bowl that creates a sustaining... Let me try that again. Look into using a Tibetan singing bowl, a metal bowl that creates a sustained note when a mallet is lightly run around the rim. Running a finger around the damp rim of a wine glass can be a substitute in a pinch, but nothing beats the rich, complex layers of a real singing bowl. Bells are also common instruments to enhance or calm the energy of a space. Use a single bell and ring it throughout the room, allowing time between the rings to let the vibrations flow. Wind chimes also work to break up negativity or to create positive energy, depending on the size of the and tuning of them. The deeper ones tend to be good for turning away or breaking up negative energy, but the lighter, higher-pitched ones seem to work well for inside for calming energy or uplifting the energy that is already pleasant. Chanting can also work to transform negative energy specifically to positive energy. A chant that is commonly used is the Om mantra, but you feel free to search out other chants on the internet to learn them. If you sing them to yourself, it has the added bonus of positively affecting your personal vibration. If you prefer to play a recording, that's fine, but the effect will be slightly different. I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Yeah. Enhancing Home Energy Pillar Candle. One of the easiest self-care actions is to light a candle. There is something soothing about initiating light. Flame is a living thing, and the light it casts is warm. This spell allows you to prepare a regular pillar candle dedicated to self-care using a technique called loading. It uses powdered herbs and oils as well as carved words. These techniques can be applied to other kinds of candles as well. Feel free to experiment. Use this candle to enhance the restorative, supportive energy of your home. This technique can be used for other magical purposes. Simply tailor the herbs, oils, and stone to your goal. I made candles. Oh, I need to put that. There we go. I'm not sure I understand. Okay, so you'll need a pillar candle, an ice pick, or a metal skewer, or a long nail, matches or a lighter, tea light candle, dried lavender, dried chamomile, dried rose petals, a mortar and pestle, some sandalwood oil, and small chip of rose quartz, and a candle holder or base. Center and ground. Turn the candle pillar upside down. Light the tea light and hold the pointy end of the ice pick, skewer, or nail in the flame to heat the metal. When the metal is hot, gently push it into the bottom of the candle parallel to the wick to make a deep hole. Don't insert it right along the wick. Leave the wax between the wick and the hole you're making. If you like, you can reheat the metal and insert it into the candle again to make a larger hole for ease of loading the candle. Place the dried herbs in the mortar. Use the pestle to grind them into a powder as fine as possible. Add a drop of sandalwood oil and use the pestle to mix it into the herbs. No problemo. Carefully pick up pinches of the herb blend and poke them into the hole. Tweezers may help, or you may prefer to enlarge the hole some more. When you have filled the hole, press the chip of the rose quartz into the hole. To seal it, drip a bit of the liquid wax from the original tea light over the stone chip, or hold a match or lighter close but not touching the wax around the hole. To use, make sure the pillar candle is in a candle holder or on the base of some kind. Oh my gosh, this notification needs to go away. I'm not sure why. There we go. There's something up at the end of that chill mix that, like, the sound just... All right, altars and shrines. Altars and shrines can be both useful and... Let me try that again. Altars and shrines can both be useful tools in spiritual self-care. They serve to provide a place in your home where you can touch base with the divine or nourish your spiritual state. There tends to be confusion between them, though. What's the difference between the two? An altar is a workspace or a focus for worship. A shrine is a small collection of objects assembled to honor or enhance a focus. Altars are often used for active worship of a deity, whereas a shrine honors something or someone. An altar is active or interactive interface for religious worship or prayer. Creating a gratitude shrine. This shrine provides a semi-permanent place to express gratitude for the good things in your life. It also serves the purpose of reminding you to be grateful, reminding you of all the blessings you enjoy. This can be a key strategy in fighting the day-to-day tendency to be affected by the things that go wrong. Seeing your gratitude shrine should uplift you. The supplies listed are suggestions. If other things call to you, like shells, photos, animal figurines, or origami animals, by all means use them in constructing your gratitude shrine. What you'll need is a cloth or tray, a card with affirmation or inspirational quote on it, a rose quartz, a clear quartz, matches, or an votive. I guess that's one way to do it. Say a prayer for all the things you're grateful for. Sure, okay. Creating a shadow box shrine. This shrine is constructed in a small wooden box that can be opened and closed. Ideally, you can open it and stand it up on its small end. Depending on the size, it might be possible to travel with it. If the box is deep enough, you might be able to place figurines on the base inside the box. What you'll need is small items such as costume jewelry, dried flowers, silk flowers, scrapbook stickers, sequins, beads, shells, and so on. Small pictures cut from magazines or printed out from the internet. I draw mine. Hinged wooden box from a craft store, shallow, not too deep. I use Altoid tins for my travel shrines, for my travel altar. Acrylic paints and paintbrushes, glitter glue, Mod Podge sealer, foam brush. Consider what you want this shrine to be dedicated to. Happiness and joy, peace and harmony. Collect small items that represent your theme with which to decorate the box shrine. I strongly recommend Ganesh, the sitting version for your home. Put it at the east corner of your house or like keep it in your pocket. Paint the box. Fill the inside. Mod Podge it. Altoid tins are magical on their own, yeah. I have like a mint box that is Ouija themed, which is awesome. I want to make a shrine out of, like a divination shrine out of that, but I need to do something with the mints. What you'll need, creating an altar to yourself. Just an interesting concept. You may be uncomfortable with the idea of worshiping yourself or not. If you're not or not feel like you're worth worshiping. That should change. Everyone has a spark of the divine inside of them. This is worth honoring. You are worth honoring as a vessel of the divine as well. Collect things that you associate with yourself. Photos you love, jewelry, trinkets, things you may not use anymore but still love fall into this category. Items from your childhood are great to use as well if they remind you of happy times. Favorite books, favorite colors, draw them all in to help assemble this self-care space to honor you. Choose a place to set up your altar. A small wall shelf somewhere is a great idea if you want to keep it small and simple. You can hang pictures or art on the wall above it or around it. Decorate it however you like. Add shells, drapes, scarves, add action figures. This is for you. Make sure there's a room for a candle. A votive in a glass candle holder taller than the candle is a good idea to protect the things around it from the flame. Hello, Heather. This altar is by no means static. It is a work in progress. Add to it as often as you like. Aromatherapy. As a way to control stress and uplift mood, aromatherapy is a great tool in your self-care arsenal. Spellcraft often pulls aromatherapy in as a secondary element. The primary use of oils and herbs is for their energies, of course, but it's a pleasant bonus when your blend smells good as well. Scent is one of the strongest memory triggers. No wonder. Despite its apparent intangibility, scent is inescapable and deeply tied to emotion. The scent receptors on the olfactory nerve are positioned right next to the amygdala and the hippocampus, the emotional centers of the brain. Aromatherapy uses plants, flowers, or the extracted oils to positively affect your physiological or physical state. The gist of the science is that certain compounds stimulate different areas of the brain or the production of mood-affecting neurotransmitters. It's generally safe, although care should be taken when working with essential oils to not allow them to touch your eyes or the inside of the nose, and certain oils, such as cinnamon, shouldn't be applied directly to the skin because of the potential for irritation. Essential oils generally shouldn't be taken orally either. Drinking them can damage your liver or kidneys. Only do so if your qualified medical professional approves it after reviewing your current state of health, prescriptions, and over-the-counter medications. Ingesting them can be especially dangerous because essential oils aren't regulated the way medicine is. There is no way to confirm if the oil is what it says it is on the label with no additives. Consult a reliable guide to educate yourself on the guidelines and handling of specific essential oils, such as Roberta Wilson's Aromatherapy Essential Oils for Vibrant Health and Beauty. Store your essential oils and oil blends in a dark place to keep the components from breaking down or going bad. I keep them in a box. I keep them in dark bottles, and then I put them in a box. A wooden box that has a hinge and a lock. Common applications of essential oils include diluting them in water and heating them in a diffuser or spraying the diluted solution in the air and diluting the essential oil in a carrier oil such as sweet almond, jojoba, or grapeseed oil and rubbing it on the skin. Olive oil will work as well. A simple, efficient method is to place a drop of oil on a cotton ball and place it in a zip-top bag. Carry it with you throughout the day, unzipping the bag to breathe in the scent when you need it. Here are a few essential oils that are particularly useful in the practice of self-care. The magical and physical benefits are rolled into one. Clary Sage. Clary Sage essential oil is used for optimism, happiness, relaxation, anti-anxiety, and confidence. Frankincense essential oil is used for meditation, clarity, and purification. The woody scent is slightly spicy. Jasmine essential oil is used for meditation, clarity, and self-love. The scent is floral but clean. It has a green undertone. Lavender. As detailed in earlier chapters, lavender is a wonderful self-care oil and herb. It is used for relaxation with a sedative effect, for calm and for sleep. Lemon essential oil is used for happiness, clarity, joy, and purification. Sandalwood, a sweet, woody scent. Excuse me. Sandalwood is often used in spiritual traditions. Sandalwood essential oil is used for meditation, relaxation without a sedative effect, purification, calm, and clarity. Lang Lang, a sweet floral oil. Lang Lang is used for relaxation and serenity. Aromatherapy blends for self-care. There are a variety of ways to incorporate aromatherapy into your self-care. The quickest and easiest way is to directly apply a dot of the blended oil onto your inner wrist so that the scent and any physical benefits of the oil are immediately available to you. There are various forms of jewelry that carry scent, such as locket-type pendants or bracelets made of lava stone, a porous substance that absorbs drops of oil placed on it and slowly releases the scent throughout the day. Essential oils are very concentrated, which is why they're usually diluted in the carrier oil if you're going to be using them on the skin. Diffusion doesn't always require carrier oil, so if you're mixing a blend for this kind of diffusion, in other words, if you're not going to be applying it to the skin, then you can omit the carrier oil in whatever recipe you're following. Make sure you label your blend and note it if it includes carrier oil. Diffusion is the process by which an oil is dispersed throughout an area. There are several ways to do this. Putting drops on a cotton ball and tucking it into a tiny zip-top bag allows you to carry it with you. Open the bag and bring it to your face, inhaling deeply. This is a great method to bring a blend with you on a plane or to work. You can add drops of oil to a small bottle of distilled water. Shake it, then spray it on sofas, beds, carpets, or just into the air to add fragrance to the room. Florida water, so take essential oils and flower blossoms and stuff like that. Throw it in some, I throw it into Aristocrat vodka. Put it in a spray bottle, shake it up real good, and leave it on your altar for about a month. And then shake it up real good again and use it to spray away negativity, use it to cleanse an area. And it smells good. Diffusion via steam is another simple method. Boil 1 to 2 cups of water, transfer it into a bowl, and add the drops of oil to the water. The heat of the water will disperse the aroma throughout the area. You may be familiar with this method if you've ever draped a towel over your head in a bowl of steaming water, with or without a drop or two of eucalyptus oil. To help loosen congestion, boiled cinnamon sticks, cloves, and orange peel at Christmas will make the house smell cozy. A candle diffuser is a small dish on top of a candle holder. Place a tablespoon or 2 of water into the dish and add drops of oil to it. Oh, I never did that. The candle heats the water and the oils, and the scent is released into the air. An electric diffuser does the exact same thing, only it uses electricity to heat the dish. A nebulizer breaks down the oils into smaller particles and diffuses them into the air. Nebulizers are also powered by an electrical pump. A lovely, relaxing way to enjoy aromatherapy is in a bath. You can add a few drops of your choice and blend directly to the water after you've filled your bath, or mix them into a larger amount of carrier oil to make a bath oil. See Chapter 3 for bath oil recipes. Here are some magical blends that you can use in a diffuser, aromatherapy jewelry, or to dab on squares of cloth and tuck into various places. Some of these blends call for oils that weren't previously listed. If so, the associated magical properties are mentioned in the recipe. A gentle sleep oil, happy house oil, which is basically a Florida water. A mindful oil blend, and then it goes into incense. We can talk about incense tomorrow. Thank you for you 3 people for hanging out today. I really super appreciate it. It was a sparse hour. If you liked this video at any point, please hit the like button. And if you would like to talk about incense tomorrow, feel free to subscribe, maybe even hit that bell onto personalized on the off chance that it will actually notify you when I go live. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.